alleged that Khuzwayo is seeing Sandile Phakathi, who is a well-known businessman. Now, this Sandile Phakathi is someone who is alleged to be Kefilwe Mabote's ex-fiancee, as well as it is alleged that he has his own wife, who is alleged besties with the Nonko Williams International. Now, how does Khuzwayo get involved in this whole thing? It is alleged that Khuzwayo is seeing Sandile Phakathi, and he is giving her 45,000 in girlfriend allowance every single month, and as well as he also gifted her a luxurious car, a Mercedes GLE, and now she obviously wants him to do a little bit more for her. He wants to obviously spoil her continuously, because apparently Khuzwayo is the epitome of a trophy girlfriend that he's enjoying. So whatever baby girl wants, she gets. And she now wants a house in Hillcrest, and he wants to give her, but that is actually the area that his wife is living, and that's also the area that Nonko Williams International lives. And one thing about that area is that they all know each other's businesses, so that is the reason why Sandile is like, you have to find another area, and the reason why a lot of families love the Hillcrest area, because it's very family orientated. It's not as busy, it is a bit quieter, unlike areas like Umhlanga, the usual areas where we would assume, obviously the high cost people would be living. But obviously if someone like Khuzwayo comes and says Lalusha, etc., people are going to be knowing her business, her in and out. Now, what is interesting is this Sandile guy has a lot of money. Like, he has graduated from DUT because he has specialized in civil engineering. He also had graduated from UP, where he furthered his education in municipal financial management, meaning he has a lot of tenders under his belt, most likely, because he has been an advisory role for multiple sport clubs, youth development programs, and served as a project management unit manager. So he brings a wealth of experience in.
And if I had to talk about love, I would talk about us.
And overall
she just gets me.
Development. So this just showcases that he doesn't just have one stream of income, he has multiple streams of income. And we do know obviously the likes of Khuzwayo, our Mihlali, the it girls, obviously when they date, there's a caliber of men that they date, men who have money, men who can be able to spoil them, men who can give them, the luxurious lives, and I'm not too sure what Khuzwayo does for a living actually, because as much as she does like post content creation, and obviously she has like brand posts here and there, but it's not like as consistent as the likes of the Mihlalis, so people have been speculating that this is just the easy way of money for her to make. Now, she is extremely gorgeous. I think in South Africa, she's like the top 3 women that I find so naturally gorgeous, so obviously there's no man who would not want to have, a woman of that caliber next to him, to stroke his ego. Now, Kefilwe Mabote was Sandile Phakathi's ex-fiancé. It did not end in a great way, but for me, what's interesting is the fact that she was his fiancé while he was married, so does this mean that the wife has obviously accepted a long time ago that her man is not going to be a monogamous man? I'm sure as soon as he was making money, he was utilizing the money to get all the baddies that he can, so there's some women, especially if they've been accustomed to a certain lifestyle, this rich lifestyle, that they won't leave their husband, because that means that they're also living this lifestyle. But it's going to be interesting to actually note if the wife knew that, or she had accepted Kefilwe Mabote. And it also comes in the conversation that what if, Khuzwayo becomes a second wife? I mean, she technically is. If she knows that he has a wife, I'm sure he has other side chicks as well. And this is the reason why it is very important, ladies and gentlemen, to be protecting yourself, because people are with each other's partners. Just because someone's married today does not mean that they're not single. But it is very interesting, to obviously see the it girls, being in what a lot of people call transactional, sort of income, where, he gives and you give, and it obviously gave a conversation of, is this what is being taught to young women, etc., and a lot of people had a lot to say about it, and people were also very shocked because they were like, Khuzwayo has been married before, so what is the need of her going, to become like a second replacement to a man who has a wife? Anyway, do let me know down below your thoughts on the story. Do you think that there's nothing wrong that Khuzwayo is doing? If she obviously has a man, he needs to take care of her, or do you think that what she's doing is wrong, especially since there is a wife in the equation? Anyway, we have come to the end of today's video. Do let me know down below your thoughts. Till next time, love and light. Bye.